Today, I want to share a really simple and just lovely story with you. It's called The Overalls of Friendship, and it's one of those tales that gets right to the heart of what it means to truly be there for someone.
So what's it all about? Well, it really boils down to just a few things. 3 dear friends, a sunny afternoon, and a problem that seems pretty small at first, but ends up showing us something huge about friendship.
All right, so first things first, let's meet the folks at the center of our story and get a handle on the challenge they're about to face together.
Okay, so we've got Mary. She's a widow, and she lives on this beautiful, sprawling piece of land. And visiting her for the day are her good friends Anna and Heinz. They're all in their 60s, at that age where friendships are just easy and comfortable. Now here's something you need to know about Heinz. He was disabled from the war, so he had trouble walking. But, and this is so important, he was also incredibly smart and had, as the story says, 1,000 talents in his hands. He was the guy who could fix anything.
And here's the size of the problem we're dealing with. 10 acres. To put that in perspective, that's like 7.5 football fields. That is a ton of land and a whole lot of grass to mow.
So while they're all visiting, Mary mentions this little problem she's been having. The grass is getting super long, and for the life of her, she just can't get her lawnmower to start.
And that's all it takes. A friend mentions a problem, and suddenly, this quiet little visit turns into a mission. They all immediately start thinking, okay, how can we fix this?
And this, of course, is where Heinz's 1,000 talents kick in. He doesn't make a big deal about it. He just heads over to the garage, tinkers with the mower for a bit, and, yep, he gets it started. Just like that.
Oh, and you can just picture this moment, can't you? Mary's face absolutely lights up. She is so thrilled and relieved. She hops on the mower right away and starts cutting the grass, just happy to finally be getting it done.
Okay, so Mary's happily mowing away, and Heinz has saved the day. But what about Anna? She really wants to help too. There's just one tiny snag. She's dressed up for the visit, in her Sunday best. Mowing a giant lawn in a nice outfit? Probably not a great idea. So what's she gonna do?
Well, Anna isn't one to just sit on the sidelines. She quietly gets up and goes on a little mission of her own. First, she needs shoes, and she finds a pair of sturdy work boots that belong to Mary's late husband. Perfect! Then she's looking for clothes and spots a pair of overalls near the laundry. An idea is starting to come together.
And all of this leads up to what is, I think, the most wonderful and charming moment in the entire story. A few minutes later, Anna comes back outside, and she is totally transformed. She's wearing the work boots and the overalls. She is officially ready to get to work. Well, you can imagine, Heinz and Mary just burst out laughing. Heinz sees her and just calls out, totally amused, "Now, what are you up to?" You can just hear the big smile on his face as he says it. And right behind him, Mary chimes in, just as surprised and delighted, "Where did you find those?" It's just this perfect little moment of shared joy and laughter between the 3 of them. But once everyone catches their breath, Anna explains her simple, brilliant plan. See, this wasn't just about finding a funny outfit. This was about something much deeper. It was about teamwork. She just looks at Mary and says, "I want to help you. You've done a section, and now I want to cut a section. That way we won't get tired." Isn't that just the kindest, most thoughtful thing? It's not about doing it for her. It's about doing it with her.
And this is really where the story pivots. It stops being about fixing a lawnmower and cutting grass, and it becomes about something so much more important.
And that's exactly what they did. Mary would mow for a bit, and then she'd stop, and Anna would hop on and take her turn. They worked side by side, sharing the job, turning a big chore into something they could do together.
But of course, just as they're in their rhythm, the lawnmower sputters, coughs, and then just dies. And this time, it's for good. Even with all of Heinz's talents, he couldn't get it running again. Their work was over.
So you end up with this beautiful contrast. If you look at it one way, the day was kind of a failure, right? The lawn was still mostly uncut, and the mower was now completely broken. But if you look at the feeling, well, that was a total success. Their hearts were full. Their friendship was perfect.
And that's the final takeaway. The job wasn't finished, not even close, but it absolutely did not matter. All 3 of them were completely and totally happy, not with the outcome, but with what they had accomplished together.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
When was a time in your life when just the act of showing up for someone, of putting on the overalls, so to speak, felt like the real victory, no matter how things turned out in the end? Because sometimes that effort is the entire point.